Welcome to another episode of Crypto TV. I'm your host, Ornella Hernandez, here to talk all things Web3 and crypto. Today, we're going to talk about CBDCs and crypto native poetry. We'll also talk to a guest who wants to herald the avatar economy, whatever that means. So stay tuned. Something to watch out for this week if you're searching something up on Google is the number of crypto ads that will likely be on the rise. The search engine had an advertising policy change, and starting this week, Google will be running more ads for certain crypto products. Let's get into it. The good news about this, there's going to be a lot more Bitcoin ads on Google, and more ads equals more eyeballs on BTC. But with more Bitcoin ads on Google, that means more fake scams and malicious links. So watch out, people, if you want to click on a link, double, triple, quadruple check before your funds sink. So Google actually first banned crypto-related advertisements back in 2018, including those for initial coin offerings, ICOs, crypto exchanges, wallets, and any crypto trading advice. Then in 2021, it allowed ads for crypto wallets and exchanges, and this recent change of heart is likely due to the newly approved Bitcoin exchange traded funds, ETFs. Earlier this month, the US securities regulator, the SEC, greenlit 11 issuers to begin listing US spot Bitcoin ETFs. The internet giant has already enjoyed a hefty rise in ad-generated revenues in 2023, so it makes sense that Google would want to take advantage of crypto products in 2024. Another headline this week that I want to talk about is that of United Arab Emirates, the UAE, making its first digital dirham transfer. I'm talking about a central bank digital currency, or a CBDC. The digital dirham is the CBDC of the UAE. Now, whether you're for them or against them, governments are increasingly adopting them. And now the UAE has transferred 50 million dirhams, or $13.6 million, to China through the mBridge platform. Now you can see some images here tweeted by Sheikh Mansour, who is also the chairman of the board of the Central Bank of the UAE. The platform that they used for the payment was called mBridge, which was introduced in 2021 by the central monetary authorities of China, Hong Kong, Thailand, and the UAE, in partnership with the Bank for International Settlement, or BIS. It is the only international collaborative partnership that involves China, actually. And after the popularity of blockchain technology being on the rise and of crypto and digital currencies, governments worldwide started exploring the use of blockchain tech in order to create a national digital currency issued by the central bank. According to a BIS report, nearly 90% of central banks worldwide are looking to adopt CBDCs. That's a lot. 11 countries have launched already a CBDC. Most of these are actually in the Caribbean, according to Atlantic Council's CBDC tracker, including Anguilla Island and Jamaica, and even Nigeria in Africa. Then there are 15 CBDCs in the pilot stage and 26 which are in development phase, according to the tracker. Now, there's a lot of debate around whether CBDCs are a good or a bad thing. It's supposed to emulate cash, right? But if it's designed otherwise, it could very easily give the federal government the ability to surveil and restrict citizens' transactions. CBDCs and stablecoins are very similar digital assets. Both are pegged to the price of a sovereign currency, such as the US dollar. However, instead of being issued by private companies on public networks, like stablecoins, CBDCs are often issued and maintained by their respective governments. CBDCs have been criticized by crypto diehards for several years, and even National Security Agency whistleblower Edward Snowden once called CBDCs crypto-fascist currencies, okay? Now, one political candidate who is fervently against CBDCs is none other than Donald Trump. Former president and Republican frontrunner in the US, Trump spoke out against the prospect of a digital dollar recently, vowing to protect the American public from the supposed dangers of a central bank digital currency. During a recent campaign event, he said the following.
Tonight, I'm also making another promise to protect Americans from government tyranny. As your president, I will never allow the creation of a central bank digital currency.
Now, a CBDC ban is not a novel idea among Republican candidates. Entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who have since both dropped out of the presidential race only to then back Trump, have both spoken against the concept of a CBDC, which they say would degrade Americans' financial sovereignty. Perhaps crypto fans will fall in line behind Donald Trump as well. But then again, there is a case for CBDCs, namely for making cross-border payments, consumer-to-business payments, and wholesale payments. And as we saw on the map earlier, most of the countries that are adopting CBDCs are islands or remote places or places with a lack of financial structure and high rural populations without easy access to physical banks. So this is different than the UAE's case, which has a bustling economy, and they use the Digital Dirham to make a cross-border payment to another country with a large economy as well, like China. Sure, it's a way to connect economies, but it will definitely need to be seen just how else governments are leveraging CBDC technology. Now, I want to hear what you guys think about this. Are you pro CBDCs, or do you think that it's just another way for governments to control their populations? On another note, and this one is for all the ordinals lovers out there and for those who love poetry. A Bitcoin ordinals inscribed poem was sold recently for 0.28 Bitcoin or $11,430 by Sotheby's via an online auction. This actually marked a historic moment for the auction house because it was the first ever auction of an individual poem, excluding manuscripts and books. And to top it off, it was on the Bitcoin blockchain. Ordinal inscriptions are on the rise, and for institutions like Sotheby's to be adopting them and promoting them and selling them, I'd say it's a win for the industry. This poem is titled Cord and was written by Ana Maria Caballero, a Colombian-American literary artist, as she is described on Sotheby's homepage. And we can see here that the poem, which if we read it, we understand that cord is referring to the umbilical cord, or the physical attachment between mother and baby. It's tricky to understand the relation between the boy that rockets my days and the baby that balloons my midsection. I'll let you guys read the rest if you're interested, but I have to point out that it's cool to see a poem about motherhood inscribed on chain. So it just goes to show that the industry is not just full of crypto bros and degens. I'm not sure who bought it, but that person got both the digital and the physical copies of Cord. Michael Buhana, VP and Head of Digital Arts at Sotheby's, tweeted about the historic moment as well. And in the comments, the artist, Ana, even questioned if hers really was the first individual poem ever sold at Sotheby's. Buhana confirmed that it was, not counting manuscripts or books, he said. Ana actually founded a digital poetry and NFT gallery called the Verse, and if we scroll down on its homepage and read the mission, these points stood out to me. We onboard acclaimed writers to Web3. We celebrate the rise of crypto-native poetry. We help empower writers creatively and financially. Guys, I didn't even know that there was crypto-native poetry. Maybe I should submit some entries. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. Now, if you're interested in metaverse conversations, then please stay tuned for CryptoTV because we have a guest coming on the show who will talk about the avatar economy and what that means. Costantino Roselli, how are you today? You are joining us from Athens, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Good to see you.
And thank you for having me here.
Yeah, thank you for joining CryptoTV. It's good to see you. It's been 7 months since we last saw each other in Portugal, correct? Last summer?
That's for sure, yes. It was July in 2023, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I moderated the panel on, it was the future of fashion retail.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
That was an amazing time.
It was a good time. And we will talk a little bit about fashion, but first I just wanted to get an update from you. I know that you are the CEO of NTZNS, which is a metaverse creative studio. So I wanted to hear what is new with the NTZNS world.
Okay, yes, I'm the founder and CEO of NTZNS Creative Metaverse Studio. And what we are doing actually, and what is new, is that is what our tagline says, is enabling the impossible. What we try to do is to disrupt almost everything: time, space, business processes, and reality. And we have a lot of case studies that we worked the last 2 years on, prove that we can do that and deliver something new to people. And we work on a new project that we call it Netizens World, and it will be a metaverse that you never see something like this about.
Okay, so tell me more about what we can expect from this metaverse world.
Okay, the metaverse, as we know it right now, and it fails to deliver in 2022 hype, it's based on gaming platforms and trying to replicate the reality, the physical world, as we said, because I don't like reality to goes only to the physical world. So what we worked the last 2 years, it was on finding the purpose behind the metaverse, because the people didn't get it, because they said why we should go there, and the companies came out there a little bit lazy and on their storytelling, on the wrap of everything. So they forgot that they speak about to the audience that is Generation Z and the internet culture. So what we built actually is a simulation of future societies. And that means that we give opportunities of pure business inside, that is under the principle of sustainability and avatar economy. And avatar economy means that you sell a virtual product to virtual people. Okay,
wait, there's a lot to break down there. So you said that you are going beyond the traditional use case of a marketing tool, right? A metaverse as the marketing tool for brands. So you want to create a vision of the future. What does that look like? I was looking on your website and it mentioned that it's an AI created world. So explain to me a little bit more about that.
Okay, we would like the Netizens world to be a bridge that connects the future and the current society that we have. What means a bridge? That means that when we have AI, that means that we create a species out there that may be superior of human beings. So in order to understand what this superiority means, because we said, for example, that AI comes to take our jobs. And this is true, but not in a way that we believe, because we believe that we own the jobs. And the fact is that we don't want the jobs. We want to be more creative. We need to be more entrepreneurs. We need to be more free. So the AI came actually to help us being free. And they do the job that we don't want to do. And we need to work together with AI in order to build the future societies. So in this metaverse inside, we have AI in form of avatars and human beings in form of avatars too. But they don't have any connection with physical identities. So the people that you see inside, you don't know who is outside.
All right, lots to unpack there. So this is basically a AI-built world that's friendly for humans. Can we compare these AI avatars to bots?
No, not exactly. It's more like NPC, but we're working with universities to develop a new technology on AI that we call it real AI. So they have to have their own conscious. So if you are out of the metaverse, the AI avatars, they will continue to do the job that you want to do them. Or there are independent avatars that will help you building the metaverse world, or they be assistant, or they have their own business. So it's an equality, let's say, system of the humans and the AI there. And it will be in a virtual world that we call it Netizens World. Why? Because we need to change the mentality of the people in order to be in a neutral ground, understand without fear that they are safe to live with a new species that we call it superior species.
Okay, I feel like this is not going to be easy to change people's mindsets to think that artificial intelligence is equal to humans or superior, actually, in your words. So what do you think it's going to take to change this?
Okay, maybe I will rephrase. I don't want to change the mind of people. I want to connect with the people that they already understand. So I don't care for the people that they have their own opinion about AI or everything. So I have technology right now, and and technology allow me to build my own world, speaking to the people that they already understand this, which means Generation Z and Generation A. So we connect with international schools, and we have the majority of our volunteers, let's say, that we will go inside of the metaverse. And at the same time, we're working with companies that they are very experts on customers' behavior or people behavior. So we create a beta version, let's say, a laboratory version that we have 2,000 people inside there. 75% are Generation Z and A from schools, and the rest, 25% are developers, designers, and people that they working on metaverse, working to make things happen. And we see them how they behave, what they want, openly and transparently.
Okay, so what are they doing? What are the users doing in there?
This is a good question. They have the opportunity, first of all, to build their own business and digital business. And when we speak about business inside of the metaverse, we speak not only the obvious, which is fashion, clothing, or avatars, or architect inside of, or maybe storytelling and gamification, but we speak also about services, therapists, or psychologists, or education part. And we have two academic parts. The one is the current education, how we can help the current education inside of the metaverse, which is the new trend right now. But we focus more on netizens education, how you're going to be in the future. I used to say that the 95% of people that they speak about the metaverse, they never been in metaverse. They just speak about it. And what we need is to understand how is to live in there, to be a part of it, and to work there, to make friendships, to make relationships, and how to become a netizen, which means that the citizen of the internet. Because it's a part of our education to move people to transition people from citizens to netizens. Because citizens we are when we create cities around of the factory, physical, we should be there. Right now, the factory is not there, and we don't need to build any more cities in the same way. Okay. That's the philosophy behind of that.
Okay, so netizens are the citizens of the future, of the internet. All right, I like that. And how much time do you actually spend in metaverse and virtual worlds, Costantino?
Me, I spend, I think, more than 6 to 8 hours per day, average. Maybe sometimes I forget myself there. Of course, there are a lot of breaks. And if you do that, you understand what is wrong. I mean, you understand what you need to be improved, what you need to do further. You understand how the people, they feel when they're wearing the virtual mask or they're playing the desktop. You have to understand how those things are working correct for people before you go to people and said, okay, here it is, I build it for you. Before you said that. And the most important is this, because the creators, like us, like netizens, they have a huge responsibility about the products and the services that they sell out there. I used to say that the fact that the people ask you for something doesn't mean that you have to give it to you, to give it to them. It's a responsibility of the creator to understand what is crap and what is not. And I don't like this marketing. I'm a marketeer, I know how it works, okay? So I don't like that we, the marketeers, what we do to generate just money and we sell crap in different wrap.
Fair point. Now, you also mentioned the term avatar economy. So I'm assuming that this is all related to the economy of the metaverse. So can you explain exactly what that means?
I will give you 2 examples. So the first one is the Taobao, one of the biggest e-commerce in Asia, maybe the biggest in the world, recently released the top 10 products that they sell that they sold in 2023. And on top of the list was a digital-only product named Einstein's Brain, and cost only a few cents. So why people buy, so many people buy, the majority of this e-commerce, they buy something that it was only digital. And there was the key of avatar economy, because avatar economy is not only to sell a virtual product to an avatar, but is to understand the whole process and why the avatar needs that. And behind the avatar is the people. So the people doesn't take something tangible. They don't have anymore the need of physical, to possess something physical in order to show off out there. But they have the need right now, the desire to live an experience and to get emotions. It's like you go and get a book. You don't buy the pages or the paper or the cover, you buy the story. And because you buy the story, that story gives you emotions and change the lifestyle that you want to have, change your actions the next day, and makes you smile and makes you cry and makes you sad. So the Einstein's Brain give a boost of intelligence to people. It's like the charm that you take every year, or a good luck, or something that you take that doesn't give you something physical, but it gives you something emotional. So everything in avatar economy, it should have the ability to give, to sell on the desire of the avatar and the emotions to the people that they use the avatar. There is a statistics here that says that Generation Z and Generation A takes the same satisfaction by building their avatars as the Millennials and Generation X took from going fashion.
Took from going fashion?
Yes.
You mean to,
if you go
to
fashion,
buy
physically,
fashion products?
we as Generation X and Millennials, for example, we like to go the fashion weeks, we like to buy and to make shopping.
Right.
But Generation Z takes the same satisfaction by doing fashion in the avatars, building their avatars, dressing their avatars, creating the environment of avatars, and playing with avatars.
Okay, okay. So
we have a lot of case studies on that.
There is still a large fashion element or style element to our digital personas, our avatars, right? We care a lot about how we look and how we are perceived in the digital spaces then.
Yes, exactly. Because right now we care more about our digital self. And when we speak about digital self, there is the first step, it was about our physical self, how to dress and appearance our physical self in front of the camera. But right now, the trend is how to build our avatar, a completely virtual icon, persona, in order to move it, to put it out there. And here is the complex thing. It's not about to create an AI avatar or a persona out there. It's about the personality that you give to them, because it's a lot of effort. So it needs to represent a part of you. So in that way, for example, I have 30 avatars and more. Every avatar is represent a part of myself, a part of my thoughts, a part of my skills, a part of who I am. And when you start doing this, the easy part is to go out physical or to create avatar identical, the digital twin, as we said. But if you go further and you understand how Generation Alpha understand reality right now, you don't need to do that. They don't want that. This is why metaverse is fail, because why we replicate something that we already have? We don't want our physical identities there. We need the emotions that we represent there. You are a journalist, but you are also a girl, and you are also something else, and you can have different avatars or represent all those skills and mentality that you have in the avatars, and that takes more time, and this is more deeper, and that creates you community, and the metaverse is about community. Okay,
I like adding that human element, or maybe human sentiment, to these digital things that you've spoken about. So that sense of personality and individuality that we can transfer to our digital twins per se. But how do you envision people using these, or how do you envision people actually wanting to like play with their avatars or enact their avatars on a more daily basis? You mentioned that you're in netizens maybe every day, but does that mean that, like, I just feel that there's so many other metaverse platforms out there. How are we going to be able to get more people on board if there's so many different versions of avatars, versions of virtual worlds? Like, I don't know how that's gonna evolve.
This is two questions. The one is why people to be inside, and the second question is how to attract more people on there. So we have to start on something on why the people, they should be there. We did a case study the last 2 years based on business process. We would like to disrupt the business process. We knew that we can do it different, and we succeed on that. And here is the case study. A girl that is in Australia wants to, with a dream to be a creative director in a huge luxury fashion firm. She needs to study 4 years on fashion, and then to send millions of CVs and resumes, and to do a lot of in her portfolio and a lot of effort. Everything that we see here is normal because everyone is doing, and this is our normality. And then when she landed her first job as an intern, of course, carrying coffees to as an assistant to assistant, and then she needs to relocate physically to the 5 or 6 areas that these huge luxury brands have headquarters. And this process, in order to achieve her dream to be a creative director, needs average 10 to 15 years. If it succeeds, and only 1% of the people they do that, they achieve to get this position. And that is the normality we have right now.
Right, the tradition.
What we did was we disrupt this process, and we said, no more. How we did it? A kid in 15 years old in Argentina, she studied 3 months of digital fashion, and we achieved to create a business for her, selling 1,000 items per day to 300,000 customers, creating a $25,000 revenue per month. And she achieved that in 1.5 years without touch any textile, without knowing anything about fashion, without moving to any fashion week or doing any traditional fashion. And at the same time, she didn't need to go outside of her room. That was her option if she wants to do. So this is very, very scary for the people that they build an organization in between the creator and the customer. But what we speak here is about avatar economy. It's completely different. We didn't change the way that you do job. We built something else. And this is the why that the people want to go there, because they create value for people, gamification, storytelling, which is the most important, emotions, as I said. And that lady has a lot of friends around the world, real friends, because they speak each other. So in the netizens world, you can have a street that you go with your friend that is in New York and you are in Dubai. And you can sit on McDonald's, for example, and you can order from your McDonald's, and you have a physical action and at the same digital action, because you order from your local store each other, and you enjoy the meal inside of the digital world, and your physical body also enjoy the meal. So this is so easy to understand, and this is what we're doing, because we don't like to replicate something, and we don't search another way to sell the same product. This is a problem that people are doing right now, the brands are doing that. They try to find a way to continue to do the same business. This is crazy. You don't need to do the same business. Keep it in that way. Build something different. This is what we do.
Okay, I like that. So we have to just do it our own way then, if we want to get more traction. All right, and so then what do you think about major brands and tech giants like Apple, for example, that's now relabeling metaverse technology as spatial computing with their Apple Vision Pro? Like, do you think that these things are gonna help more people to get on board?
Definitely. I mean, I don't care about how you call it, spatial computer or metaverse things or virtual reality. We are living a verse. You know, in the beginning of the cars, when they have the carriage with the horses, they remove the horses, they put a motor on the carriage, and they call it horseless vehicle. And for 20 years, the people call it that horseless vehicle. And after that, they say, why we say that? Because there is no horses there. Let's tell it in somewhere else. And they start thinking that the shape of the carriage need to change because it doesn't serve anymore the guy that he moves the horses or everything. So we live exactly the same transition. And I don't blame everyone that doing things out there. It's okay because they force people to understand what is virtual reality. They do things for us. So Apple, for me, they did amazing things. Once more, Apple cares a lot about the creators and creates something that is really, really attractive, amazing. Everybody wants to have it. And of course, it serves the environment that already builds. I respect that. But it's an entrance to a new way of working. So imagine right now, the millions of creators of Apple, they will start building applications for the Vision Pro as they did it when the first iPhone arrived and the first iPad arrived. What we should take care, where we should pay attention is that when the first smartphone, not the first smartphone, the first iPhone arrived in 2007, it had 200,000 pre-orders. And the smartphone there was something, it wasn't something new, okay? There was BlackBerry before, and people, they already waited for. The Vision Pro is something completely new, and they already have 400,000 pre-orders, and it grows. And that is very amazing. I mean, because people, they already want it. And it costs 3,500 euro. Can you imagine that? It's completely, the people are already ready to go there.
Are you getting one,
And we have Quest that they have 7 million pre-orders. And we have something else that we have to pay attention. And this something else is the AI pin that comes from the company that called Humani. And they are former employees, developers in Apple. They create the first device that has no screen, which is like an AI phone, in quotes, that you can put it on you, and there is no. So if you combine all of those things, then you can see the future that the smartphones maybe is an old machine that we don't need it anymore, and we go to the virtual reality machines and then the AI pin machines or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Did you order an Apple Vision Pro, Costantino?
Of course.
Of course you did. Okay.
Waiting. Fascinated of that.
Well, you let me know once you receive it what you think about it, all right? Now, we are running out of time, but just one last question. So do you envision like a fully decentralized or blockchain-enabled world at some point?
Of course, it's a part. Everything in the new technology is a part of it. You cannot build decentralized organizations. You cannot build a community-based system without to have a blockchain. You need transparency, you need safety. Of course, we're working on deliver blockchain idea and the whole system of wallets and everything in a very simple way, so the people doesn't need to be rocket science in order to do all of those things, because this is what it scares people. Everything right now is a part of technology, and here is what they should do in order to succeed of every company, is combine technology with artists, with art. And when I say art, I don't mean the painting or things like that. I mean the storytellers, the people that they can imagine and deliver you what you want to deliver in a way that the people love it. And this is what we do in marketing, actually. The good marketeer is the one that shares a really good story that appeals to the mind of the people that they want to buy something. But we don't have so much good marketeers out there. We have only marketeers that they see the data and they say, okay, let's generate money there and generate money here. But we need to surpass this and focus on the future. If we want to build a human evolution environment and to evolve on something different and to achieve a really sustainability inclusivity and diversity, which is exactly what we want to do, then we have to focus on generate the future societies, and the money, it will be the side effect on that.
All right. So Netizens is about human evolution. I like it. Well, thank you so much, Costantino, for your time today. And keep me updated on news with Netizens and anything else metaverse related that you're working on.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you for the opportunity. I will definitely keep you updated on that.
All right. And everyone else, please stay tuned for a crypto market report.
Bitcoin is currently trading at $42,131. Ethereum price is at $2,270 today. Solana is up 7.44% this week, trading at $95.69. And Apotos is up as well with a price $9.13.
That's all for today. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Crypto TV. As always, make sure to give this video a like and let me know what you think. Do you guys like the poem? Did you guys like this interview with Costantino? Let me know. And I'll see you guys later.